ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. First of all, offer my millions of obeisances to lotus feet of Asmade Gurupad Padma, Vittala Prishta Jagat Guru Shishwan Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Tirendi Swami Shishwan Bhaktivedanta Tirendi Maharaj, Nam Nishta Santa Shri Aniruddha Das Prabhuji, all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, please accept my humble obeisances. Reading from Srimad Bhagavad-gita, chapter 6, Yoga through meditation, Dhyana Yoga. Shloka 1. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Anashritah Karma Phalam Karyam Karmam Karotya Sa Sannyasi Cha Yogi Cha Na Niragnir Na Chakriya. Shri Bhagavan Vacha, Shri Bhagavan said, Yaha, he who karoti, performs karma, work, karyam as prescribed, anashritaha, unattached, karma phalam, to the fruit of his action, saha, he is sannyasi in the renounced order, cha, and is yogi, a yogi, cha, and no, not, niragni, one who ceases activities such as the practice of fire yagyas, cha, and no, not, akriya, one who performs no work. Shri Bhagavan said, those who perform prescribed duties without desiring the results of their actions are actual sannyasis and yogis. Those who cease performing yagyas such as the Agnihotra yagya are not sannyasis, and those who merely abandon all bodily activities are not yogis. Sarartha Varshinitika. The 6th chapter deals with the various types of yoga performed by yogis whose minds are self-controlled. It also explains the means to control the flickering mind. A person who is engaged in the practice of Ashtanga Yoga, the eightfold yoga system, should not suddenly give up Nishkam Karma, selfless action, which purifies the heart. For this reason, Shri Bhagavan says, those who perform their prescribed duties, knowing them to be obligatory, without desiring the results, and who have renounced the fruits of their actions, are actual sannyasis, since their minds are free from desires for sense enjoyment. Such persons are called yogis. Niragni means a person is not called a sannyasi simply because he has abandoned all karma action such as performance of Agnihotra Yagya. Akriya means that a person is not called a yogi simply because he has given up all bodily activities and sits motionless with half-closed eyes. Sarartha Varshini Prakashika Vritti. Ashtanga Yoga was described in a condensed form, sutra, in 3 shlokas at the end of the 5th chapter. In the 6th chapter, the subject of these 3 shlokas is explained in detail. The word Agnihotra mentioned in the commentary is a special type of Vedic yagya performed to satisfy the Agni Devata. According to this procedure, at the end of a marriage ceremony, the Brahmana should perform a yagya by establishing the fire and chanting Vedic mantras prescribed for the spring season. At that time, one makes a determined vow to perform the yagya with some particular substance, such as ghee. After that, it should be performed with that substance only for the rest of one's life. On the Amavasya, dark moon night, the person has to perform the yagya himself with barley water. On other days, there is no discrepancy, even if there is some variation. When one has performed 100 yagyas, one must perform a yagya to the sun during the morning and to the fire at twilight. It is imperative to commence Dasha Purnamas Yaga while meditating on the fire on the first full moon day. Besides that, one has to perform 3 yagyas on the Purnima and 3 on the Amavasya, and must perform these 6 yagyas for the rest of his life. The Shatpatha Brahman section of the Vedas explains in detail the results obtained by performing this yagya. Shloka 2. Yam sannyasam iti prahur yogam tam vidhi pandava nahi asanyasta sankalpa yogi bhavati kashana. Pandava, O son of Pandu, vidhi, no, iti, that, he, tam, very thing, yam, which, prahu, they, the wise call, yogam, unmotivated yoga of work, is also sannyasam, renunciation of work. Asanyasta sankalpaha, without renouncing desire, na kaschana, no one, bhavati, can become yogi, a yogi. Arjuna, know that what the wise call Nishkam Karma Yoga is not different from Karma Sannyas. Because one who is unable to give up the desire for the fruits of action and sense enjoyment can never become a yogi. Sarartha Varshini. To renounce the fruits of action is the factual meaning of the word sannyasa. And to stabilize the mind so that it is not disturbed by sense objects is the meaning of the word yoga. Therefore, the meaning of both sannyasa and yoga is one. Those who are asanyasta sankalpa, who have neither given up the desire for the fruits of their action nor the desire for sense enjoyment, can never be called yogis. Verse 3. Arukshor munir yogam karma karanam uchyate yogarudasya tasaiva shama karanam uchyate. Mune, for the sage, Aruroksho, who is beginning yogam, the process of dhyana yoga, karma, nishkam karma yoga, uchyate is said to be karanam, the sadhana. Tasya yoga arudasya, for that person who has attained to dhyana yoga, eva certainly, shamaha, renunciation, uchyate is said to be karanam, the sadhana. For a sage who is aspiring to become situated in unwavering dhyana yoga, nishkam karma yoga is said to be the sadhana. And when he ascends to that stage of yoga called dhyana nishtha, steadiness in meditation, renouncing actions which distract his mind from dhyana, is said to be the sadhana. One may question whether or not an Ashtanga yogi of the quality mentioned in Gita 6.1 must perform Nishkam Karma Yoga for the rest of his life. That doubt is removed by the shloka beginning with the word Arurokshoho, which establishes a limit for Nishkam Karma Yoga. Muni means that in order for aspirants to become situated in yoga, they must perform Nishkam Karma because it purifies the heart. Once they have attained steadiness in meditation, they must then stop performing any action which may distract them. Those who desire to attain dhyana yoga, but whose minds are not yet completely purified, should perform nishkam karma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, yoga is compared to a unique ladder. The lowest rung is compared to the life of the jiva caught in degraded worldliness, in which his consciousness is absorbed in mundane matter. This yoga ladder consists of the steps from that level up to the stage where the jiva is in pure consciousness. The various rungs of the ladder have different names, but yoga is a common term for them all. This yoga has two divisions for two types of yogis. Number one, for the yoga Aruruksha Munis who desire to practice yoga and who have just begun climbing the ladder, Nishkam Karma is said to be the only means. And two, for an Aruda yogi who has already ascended the ladder and achieved perfection in yoga, the only aim is the attainment of Shama, cessation of desire for fruitive karma and eternal bliss. These two gross divisions are called karma and shanti. In other words, performance of Nishkam Karma Yoga and eternal bliss are their respective goals. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya pradanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Hare Krishna.